Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's just so,
It's like
so,
real authentic Italian food,
yes,
huh?
exactly. And made with love too. So you can tell that the chef took their time to make everything so delicious. But yeah. Okay, so
Sounds good.
I did start recording. So then
Okay.
I'll do a short little countdown, and then we'll introduce ourselves, say hello, and then ease into the questions. Okay.
Sure.
I know it's a little awkward sometimes, but it's okay. All right. Okay, so three, two, one. Hey Tim, how are you?
Great, Nicole. Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Still recovering a bit from the flu, but my voice is better,
It
so I can speak.
Good. It does sound better. So I'm glad you're doing better. What did you do this weekend?
Thank you. Well, I have students 7 days a week, so I had a group of students, but I'm also a musician, and
Oh,
I had a show on Saturday night here in Tucson, and
what?
had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, it was fun, and yeah, it was a good weekend. I usually have a show every weekend, not every weekend, but at least every other weekend. I'm usually
Yeah.
playing somewhere.
So would you consider that one of your hobbies, being a musician off to the side,
Oh
or
yeah,
a little side
oh
gig?
yeah. I've been in playing music professionally off and on since the 1980s, so
Oh my gosh! And you said in
it's been a
Tucson?
while. Pardon me?
You said in Tucson?
Yeah, I'm in Tucson
Yeah.
now. I recently moved to Tucson just a
Oh,
couple
that's
of years
wonderful.
ago. Yeah, there's a great music scene here. So I'm having a lot of fun meeting new friends
And
and
what instrument
playing
do
in
you
new
play?
venues. I play a few instruments. I play piano and lap steel guitar and regular guitar and harmonica. And so, whatever, I usually work with singer songwriters,
Yeah.
and whatever they need on a particular song, maybe they need an organ part or a piano part, or maybe they need a
Dang.
guitar or a steel guitar. And uh, that's basically, what we call a utility guy. I'm not really good on any one instrument, but I can play a number of instruments well enough to, to put on a
Yeah.
show.
What's that saying? Like a jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me for sure.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. I mean, one of my hobbies is to tinkle, like trickle, or what is it?
Tinker.
Yeah, thank you. Tinker a little bit with my ukulele. Um,
Oh, I love ukulele.
it's an
That's
amazing
awesome.
instrument, and I have such tiny hands. So once I,
That's
tried
perfect
like
for
fiddling
you.
around with a guitar once, and I couldn't really get the gist of it, the good like size. I was like, you know what, maybe a
Yes.
ukulele will be perfect for me.
Great. So do you have one? Do you like play one every once in a while around,
Yeah,
have it sitting around the house?
I tried it. So I
Awesome.
dedicate Mondays for music days. So Monday music days, and
That's a good idea.
if I'm not doing anything, I'll just look up a YouTube song to learn, and I just start ding 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 ding.
Great. Do you sing too? Do you sing?
I do, but not good.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to have a concert together
Oh, that would be
sometime.
great. Yes, I was gonna say, when I go visit Arizona, I plan on visiting in August. I would
Okay.
love to meet up with some members of my math experts and maybe go see you
Yes.
play. That would be so
Yeah.
awesome.
Bring your ukulele, or we have plenty around here,
Yeah.
and you can sit in. I'm sure we'll have a show or two in August, and you'd be more than welcome to come
That would
sit in.
be,
A lot of the music I play is it's pretty simple music, nothing
yeah.
too complex.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's amazing. I love that talent. I love music in general, but being a musician and being able to produce your own music, write your own music, I think is just an extreme talent. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how great. Well, um, let's go ahead and talk about my math experts a little bit. How and just about yourself as well. How long have you been teaching?
Well, I graduated from the University of Michigan in 1989 with a teaching degree,
Okay.
and jumped right into teaching at the public school
Oh,
level, high school level. And I did that for a couple of years. And then I went into administration
ooh,
for a few years. But I realized my real love is teaching, and especially one-on-one teaching. So what I did is I started my own private tutoring business, and I've done other things as
yeah,
well for work. But really, I generally say, I've been doing this since 1989
yeah,
professionally. And so it's been a while. I've seen a lot, and I just love the one-on-one tutoring,
yeah,
right? There's nothing more powerful than one-on-one. I prefer to be in person with students,
of
but
course.
the technology is getting good enough where, we can have reliable interconnect connections now for the most part.
Yeah,
And, the video and audio quality is quite good nowadays.
yes.
So, yeah, that's what attracted me to my math experts and Kevin. I think I probably joined my math experts not long after Kevin started the business.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm pretty sure I was within the first year he started it, and um, we hit it off really well. I could tell right away that he was a real educator,
Yeah, he's
and he
great.
cared about students and parents
Yeah.
and the tutors as well. He's a great manager of the staff, and so yeah, so I've been with him with my math experts since the fall of 2022.
Yeah,
So yeah, a
a
little
couple of
over
years.
two
Yeah.
years now, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, just as you, I graduated school, I taught for a couple of years, and as I was teaching, I did a lot of private tutoring. Um, some of it was from, I was living in Arizona when I was teaching, and my online tutoring experience for the most part was just FaceTime on a phone. And it was with one of my
Wow.
yeah, with one of my friend's kids back in Texas, and I would tutor her almost like twice a week, every day after school
Hmm.
hours, and I really liked it. And I already knew her as my friend's kid, but getting to have that one-on-one connection, I think, like, you wouldn't think like, oh, maybe when you are teaching students online you wouldn't have a connection with them, but I think it's been working great. I've made plenty of connections with my students online, and I guess that's maybe one of
Yes.
my favorite things about working with my math experts is you get great kids and you realize that it's very, very similar to just teaching, and you're getting to know the kids for who they
Yes.
are. You learn their learning styles, how they learn and absorb information in general. So that's probably one of my favorite things about my math experts and just working with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. As I said, the technology's gotten good enough now where, it's really important for me to see the student's face
Yes.
as I'm
100%.
explaining a topic, because you can get insight into if they're understanding what you're explaining or not,
Yes.
often by just a look on their face, right?
And it's so funny to see some of the kids like fiddling around. Like, they're texting or doodling. It's like, hey,
They're kids.
just like you would like in a classroom. But that 1 hour, it seems like short and long at the same time. And you get a lot out of kids. So, what would be one of your favorite things about one on one teaching other than the technological advances that we have now?
Well, just the one-on-one teaching allows you to really be able to assess that particular student.
Yes.
And I mean, the best reward, right, is when they you can see their confidence turn around.
Mhm.
They understand a concept better. And you can sometimes see that magical moment when
Yes.
they have that, I call it a discovery moment, when
Yeah.
you can tell that their brain has just made sense of this concept. And, they're no longer, sometimes students that come to us,
Hmm.
it's not easy to reach out for help,
Yes.
sometimes. And especially when you're a teenager, um, you know, sometimes you don't want your friends to know that you're getting some extra help, but it isn't long until the student realizes how beneficial the tutoring is. And
Yeah.
like, hey, Tim's really helping me out here with
Yeah.
this
It's actually
class.
not
It's
that bad.
making
Like
sense.
this guy's cool
It's
or
not so
whatever.
bad. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that those moments when the student discovers and understands
Mhm.
a concept they were struggling with, or when you get a sense that the student is actually enjoying the tutoring
Yes.
session, like they're understanding the real benefit. I mean, that's, if you think about it, um, after food, clothing, and shelter,
Yeah.
what's more important than educating our children, right?
A
Nothing.
100%, 100%. And that's always been my argument, especially when I was in college, everyone's like, why? Like, you just like math. Why not go into engineering or physics? And I was like, guys, because I want to have a good doctor when I'm 80,
That's right.
I want to
Yeah,
educate the
we're
youth.
bringing up the next generation.
I want to educate the youth. And more importantly, I want to show them that you can succeed in math, you can have fun in it, and you can do and be anything that you want, and you don't necessarily have to um like shrink yourself down in a sense of like, oh, I should just go this path because I'm good at it, or I should go down this path because my parents told me to. I just, yeah,
Right.
I agree with you 100%. Education is so important, and that one-on-one teaching with the student really helps you focus on their goals. Um, and yeah, I agree with everything you said. That's amazing.
Mm.
um, okay, so what would also be your okay? So working with my math experts, of course, we get that one-on-one connection with the students. Um, but we also have a lot of communication with the families, and the families are very involved in their kids learning, and you kind of see this wonderful shift of, if the student has a lot of support and their parents are dedicated to their learning, so are the students. um, and that's kind of one of my favorite things about working with the families for my math experts, is being able to see how everyone is so involved and in communication and working towards the same goal. What are some things that you notice about working with families at my math experts?
Yeah, really, the same issues. Almost all of the students that I work with through my math experts, you can tell the families are
Mhm.
invested too, and the mothers and the fathers are pitching in, sometimes with communication, making
Yes.
sure that um, we're on the same page as
Mhm.
far as where the student is in their class.
Yes.
And it makes a world of difference, for a student to have that support of their family.
100%.
And a- again, we have to keep in mind, for a family to reach out for help, uh, and contact a service like My Math Experts, it means education's important to them, right? Or
Yes.
they wouldn't be reaching out for help. They would, maybe brush it aside and hope the
Mhm.
problem goes away on its own. But these are families that are reaching out, and so education's important to them,
Yes.
and it really shows in the often in the student's attitude too. Often, as I said a few minutes ago, not every teenager wants to have a tutor.
Exactly.
However, um, once we break through that and they realize,
Mhm.
well, actually, this is quite beneficial to
Yeah.
put in this extra time and have this extra help. And then it's nice to see where the student is in harmony with the parents,
Yes.
and everybody's on board, and everybody is understanding the benefits of putting in the extra effort,
Yeah.
and it shows up in the grades, right? The grades
Yes.
are improving, the attitudes are improving.
I agree. And kind of going back to your discovery moment, I call it an aha moment.
Yeah, same thing.
Like,
Yeah,
because, like,
exactly.
you'll hear the kids go, aha, or like, oh, I got it. It's like, yes. And
Right,
you
right.
you kind of see that same similar moment when they start to build their confidence. So like when you mentioned about, when their just grades are improving, attitude is improving from like the first few sessions you have with them compared to, later on in the next few sessions, you really start to see they're coming out of their shell. The parents are a little bit,
Right.
they have an understanding that the responsibilities on us as both student and teacher to work towards a similar goal. Um, I was going to say that I had a student that math was not their favorite subject. They would be, barely passing the class, but of course they wanted to do better. And I remember one day this student, we just started a session and they're like, guess what? I was like, what? What's up? I got an 83 on my last test. And I was like,
There you go.
what? And just her
Great.
little, like the little sass that she was given, it was so,
Yeah, I love that.
I was like, oh my God, look at you. I was like, and was it hard? And she was like, no. I was like, you see, like, it's just because now you know it. You've had an extra little practice. And anytime there was a little, like she didn't bring homework to tutoring session, I'd pull up a worksheet. She'd be, oh, this is easy. I got this. So it's like you
Great.
see,
I
like
love that.
I love that. And then you also see that gratefulness in the families as well, where we'll get
Yes.
messages and emails saying, oh, thank you so much. My student says that, tutoring has been successful for them. Or when,
Hmm.
in an understanding unfortunate situation where they have to switch tutors because of time or just different schedule change, we always get a sweet email from the families and for them being so grateful for the students improvement. So it's so sweet. I think it's
Yeah.
all very involved and I appreciate it so much.
Right. And I think an even maybe bigger lesson I hope the students and the families learn is that uh, later in life,
Hmm.
long after they've worked with my math experts, if they hit a rough patch in their life, in their career, or in their further, their higher education, reach out for help.
Yes.
Ask for help. And I think a lot of our students learn that lesson
Hmm.
that by putting in the extra time,
Yes,
they can get through a rough patch. And it's a great life
it
lesson
is.
for at any point in their lives to ask for help, put in the extra time, and you can get through it. You can get through the rough patch.
So I guess that's like something special in a way because special about my math experts, excuse me, in a way is just like you said that we are a resource for students and families to reach out to look for help, and it teaches them that there are other resources for other things in life. Whatever help
Hmm.
you need, just check it out. You can always ask friends and family. If it's like a work situation, you can always like ask HR, corporate, your boss, whoever, like, hey, I'm struggling with this. What kind of resources could I, use or look up to get some help? Um, so what do you think is special about my math experts?
Well, the fact that it's quite convenient, to use the
Mhm.
service. I know I'm available 7 days a week, and um, the technology, as I mentioned earlier in our conversation here, technology is getting better and easier to use. Uh, I've done remote tutoring. I did remote tutoring back in the early days, back in the late '90s. We tried and in early 2000s, and it was very difficult to get any
Yeah,
type of
for
quality audio, and certainly video was very difficult back in those days. So yeah, things are just getting easier. uh, again, I think Kevin and Bailey are doing a great job with my math experts as far as interfacing with the families and
yes,
working with the parents and with the scheduling
they're
and
both
any issues
fantastic.
that come up. Yeah, they're really cut out for this type of work, and um, I'm getting great feedback when I talk to parents about Kevin and Bailey that yeah, they're great guys, they're easy to work with, and they're flexible, right?
Yes.
Students sometimes, often schedules change, and so students and parents need to make changes. They have to change to a different day and time, and again, I think what My Math Experts is doing is they're removing the friction away from
Mm,
families getting help, right? They're just trying to,
yeah.
and that's the key really to any good business, is make your product or service easy for your clients to use,
I
right?
like
Take
that.
the hassle
Yeah,
out of their lives.
100%. I really like that perspective. And yeah, exactly. And kind of going back to tutoring one on one, like, right, if you're a teacher or just a tutor in person, like for your neighborhood or just for friends and family, it's and removing that friction, making it easier for both families and tutors, right? It's like we're not having to
Right,
drive house to house to tutor or
right.
Starbucks to Starbucks. Um, whatever it is, of course we want to accommodate our families as much as possible, so that might mean the tutors might have to commute, or find like a good middle ground. But because that's removed, I can have my lunch in 30 minutes and then be ready in 5 for my tutoring session.
Right, right.
And I think it's convenient for families as well, because in that situation, for kids that have extracurricular activities, that either have, to take care of siblings because parents are at work, um, the tutors availability is amazing, and so they're able to really schedule, okay, my kids practice ends at 4:30, we can be home by 5. um, or hey, you know what, we usually have dinner like around 5 or 6, let's see if we want to do tutoring after, like around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I kind of see
Right.
that pattern with the older kids, they like to tutor a little bit later and then the older
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
kind of right after school. But I love that. I love my math experts, and I think Kevin and Bailey are just great, great people, and they are perfect for this position. And they've been so accommodating to families and tutors as well. I think my math experts is going to be a what is it called? Like a trendsetter. They're setting the bar.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Well, Tim, it was very, very nice to meet you. I'm so glad that we were able to talk and get to know one another today. I definitely need to go see you play in Tucson when I go visit. Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun to get a good group of my math experts.
Yeah, I think Kevin is learning guitar, so we'll put a band together.
Oh, well, that's amazing. All right, Tim. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go, and I will talk to you later.
Okay, Nicole, nice seeing you.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
good seeing you too. Goodbye.
Bye.